Ah yes, Resident Evil, that game franchise of all time. I'm a big fan of Resident Evil, but I've always wondered something. Resident Evil Permadeath. Could this be done on the Resident Evil 1 remake? And if a pro gamer like myself can beat the game without dying, and also getting the good ending, so collecting all the 3 modiscs. Anyways, we begin the game like any other game with a little bit of exposition, giving us the rundown of some mysterious events happening in the sleazy Midwest city of Raccoon City. These events involved alleged acts of cannibalism, which is not a very common trait, especially within these neck of the woods, and especially in America. What's even stranger is that the first team that was sent out to investigate this weird incident in Raccoon City was currently missing from action. The good news is we found the Bravo team. The bad news is they were brutally slaughtered by something.
Soon things got worse.
But first we need to head down the dining hall to trigger the Barry cutscene, looking at some tomato sauce on the ground before confronting Rick Grimes' worst nightmare, mukbang at 3 AM. But glad Barry was here to save us, truly the Koichi of the Resident Evil franchise. Afterwards we made our way back to where we found Kenneth and collected the video footage that we will view later on. And then went on to collect the arrowhead, which will help us open up the crypt, which inside the crypt will have the mansion key, which will help us open the door downstairs and in several rooms located on the first floor. I tried to take a bath earlier, but I guess it was occupied for the minute, so I gotta continue on my journey for now, despite being very sweaty from all that running. I was baited to grabbing a shotgun from the wall, and I kind of almost became a sandwich. Of course, I was saved by the bell with your boy, Barry. He's just so goddamn reliable, bro. After that little kerfuffle, we started collecting stone masks. I mean, death masks. Why? Well, you see later. The final mask. Let me show you what happens when you collect all 4 pieces of the puzzle. You'll generally go down in about 3 to 4 shotgun shots. The next section is the cap. This section requires you to pick up a crank in order to proceed to the residence, which is housing many evil experiments. So the residence area can be beaten in 2 ways. Either A, you run and gun it. But you know what? I don't want to say I'm a coward, but I just want to play it smart here. You know, I want to use the Joestar hidden technique, and I don't want to die, because if I die, I have to reset. So you know what? I'm gonna go with plan B. I'm playing it safe. I'm going with the V-Jolt. And if you don't know, V-Jolt is basically a concoction that you will need to create using mathematics that's on the wall. Thankfully, with Jill, she has an in-game knowledge of chemistry. She can easily do this section of the game. Unlike some people, thankfully, I didn't end up being fish food, and I didn't have to face the plan. So, we're all good. It's time to head to the tunnels. But before that, we have to pay a visit to the mansion again. Of course, we have to always pay a visit to Auntie Yorn. Of course we have to. As long as you run around the bookshelf, you should be good. She may occasionally, turn around and go the opposite way. But in most cases, as long as she follows you, you can finish off pretty easily with either the shotgun or the rocket launcher.